And before we do that symmetry, let's maybe just take out a few edges we don't need here. Okay, so up here at the top, I'm going to do the same thing as we did before. I'm just going to grab every one of these second edges, going down the side. Okay, and we'll just hit Control Backspace. That'll just make it a little easier for us to quad up later on. Alright, so let's turn off edge here. We'll put a symmetry modifier on. And you want to do that on the X again. Just make sure it's touching up. Convert it to editable poly. Alright, and we also want to have some thickness on this. So let's go to border, grab the top border there. Make sure you have your edge constraint off, and then just shift drag this up a little bit on the Z. Just a bit like that. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so let's start doing some support here, and we need quite a few edges to hold this shape. First things first, let's maybe connect up some of these edges across the center. Later on we have numerous holes that go into this part here, so we're probably going to have to replace this whole bottom part here afterwards, but for right now let's just connect it up. So I'm going to go to cut again, turn my snaps on, zoom in a little bit here, and we'll just connect these across to the matching verts. Okay, just like that. Let's do this one as well. Okay, let's grab this guy here. We'll connect down to this one down to this one, and essentially that'll give us quads. It's not very even, but that's okay for now. Alright, so let's turn off cut. We need a support edge going around this part here, so let's also turn off snaps. Go into polygon, and let's grab the polys here on the bottom. And let me actually connect those other ones up over here. I don't know why I didn't do that, so let's turn back on cut. Alright, we'll just connect these up the same way. Alright, there we go. Alright, so back into polygon here. And we'll just go to select, and let's just grab these ones here. Okay, we won't grab these ones down here, we'll just do these ones. So I'm just going to inset this. Take this up a little bit. Okay, we'll just do something like maybe around 2 or 2.5. That should work for us. Okay, so let's go to edge here, and we'll start adding some additional edges. Now we're going to need to have ones pretty much going around all these hard edges, or what we want to maintain as a hard edge. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is ring this edge here. Okay, and let's do a connect on that with 2 segments. Pinch those apart, like that. Okay, we also need to have one coming down here, one down here on each side, one along this way, and then around the back, and again along the front to support these corners here. Alright, so let's do this one first. I'm just going to ring this edge, and that should go all the way around. Okay, and we'll just go to connect again, and let's just dial that up a little bit here. I'm just going to do 2 segments for now, like that. And then we don't need to have this one here, so let's select that, loop it, control backspace it out. Okay, and some of them won't be even just because you have the angle of some of these polygons. So if you want to adjust that, just go to vertex, turn on your edge constraint, and then you can just move the verts a little bit over like we did on the other parts. Oops, let's not have snaps on when we do that. Just move it down a little bit until you kind of even out the edges. Again, it's not a major big deal if you get that exactly even. Something like that should be fine. Okay, now we also need one right here, but we don't want to have this continuing down to the bottom, and the reason for that is it's going to give us kind of a kink on the side of the cylinder if we have an edge going down. Alright, so what we're going to do here is just grab these 3 edges, do a connect, slide that a little bit closer. Let's just do 1 segment, slide that down about there. Okay, we'll also do the same thing here. Let's grab this edge and ring it. Okay, we don't want to continue it down, so we'll deselect these ones here. And let me just cut this thing right in half to make things easier. Alright, so select all the polygons again and delete them just so we can work on half of this. It'll be a lot faster for us. Okay, so we'll have these edges here selected just up to this point. Okay, right here. And let's do another connect on that. I want to slide the other way this time. Like that. And this one's going to be a little whacked out as well. Let's see what it looks like here. Okay, so we'll just adjust these verts a little bit by sliding these ones up. Also make sure you get the one that's on the bottom there underneath, so let's grab both those. And just bring it a little bit more towards the outside so it's a little more even, like that. Okay, so now we need to terminate these edges here, and the easiest way for us to do that is to ring this edge again. Okay, now it won't ring because these are N-gons, so just control click that edge, and then ring it. Okay, now I'll go all the way around. Alright, so another connect here with one segment. Bring that up to the top just underneath the other ones, like that. And then we can just simply connect these verts here to this vert. And it'll give us triangles, but it's okay because the surface is not right against the corner there, so it shouldn't give us any kinking problems. Okay, we also need one edge right here. So let's ring this edge and connect it up. And we'll back that off just a little bit and hit OK. Okay, so that's enough support for these corners here. We do need one right down here to the center, so let's ring this edge right here. Okay, again, that's going to go all the way across, but we're just going to let it go to the center for now. Alright, so we'll do another connect here, and we'll just slide that a little bit closer, something like that, and we'll just see if we need to adjust these verts. Okay, so let's just bring that down a little bit. I'm just going to turn off this realistic shading, and we'll just bring these verts here down just a bit. Alright, so just slide it down a little closer, deselect that one, and just keep moving them down. Okay, just like that. Okay. And we also need a similar edge right here. So another ring on this edge. Connect that up. Just take it over to the other side here. Alright, I'm just going to space it out there at the end. Maybe something like that, and then we'll just manually adjust these verts here. Okay, so I want to move these over a little bit further away. Okay, try to get as even as you can. These ones can go up. Just going to move those corner ones up first, deselect these ones, move this one down. Okay, and you can move these around if you want to. Again, we're going to probably take those polygons out later on, so that's fine if we leave it. Okay, so we're looking pretty good there. One more to do here, and that's around these edges. So let's ring this guy. Connect that up. Bring it over to the outside. Okay, we'll just check this out in the bottom view. That looks pretty good. Now, this vert here is going to give us a little bit of a kink when we smooth this, but that's fine. We can push that in a minute. Just want to make sure that we have all the edges we need. Okay, so I don't think we missed anything here. Let's put a turbo smooth on C, 2 iterations ice line. Okay, you can see that kink that I just mentioned there. Alright, so let's fix that in the top view. Let's go to zoom in over here, go down to edit poly, turn on show end result, grab these verts right here. And we're just going to slightly push this in. Make sure we have the edge constraint off. Just kind of finesse that in a bit until it kind of is a nice curve. Maybe a little bit more. And we don't want to take all the curve out of it. We just don't want to have that kind of weird spot there. Okay, so I think that looks a little bit better. Alright, so let's just check it out here. I think we're looking okay. Something looks a little weird right here. So let's see what's going on. Okay, and you can see what's happening there. We have kind of broken vert, so I'm just going to weld this one to this one. That should take care of it. Okay, and it didn't, so there's something else weird there. Okay, we have double verts here somewhere, so let's find it. Okay, it's right on the edge there. I'm just going to weld those up. Okay, and that should fix it. Okay, we'll see if we have any other problems anywhere else. Okay, so we're looking pretty good on that part. Let's delete the turbo smooth. Go into the top view, add symmetry now. Make sure that they're touching up in the center there. Convert it to editable poly. Re-add the turbo smooth to iterations and isoline. And we'll also recenter this pivot point. And unhide all. Okay, we'll just see how this is looking. Just gonna change the color there to black. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, and again, later on we're gonna have to come in and add this hole. We have another screw hole at the back here, as well as the spout, and then we have 3 LED lights that are cut into the surface. Okay, so we still have a number of cuts to do on this, and we'll do that a little bit later. First things first, we want to make sure that we have these the right size. I can see right now that's a little too small, so we're gonna need to scale these up a little bit. Okay, so let's grab this piece here. Okay, and let's look at this in the bottom view. Alright, pivot point looks centered, so with this selected, I'm just going to go up to scale. I'm just going to slightly start scaling this up. Okay, so we can go down to the bottom here, and if you check on this box here, you can type in the values, and it will be on all 3 axes, which is what we want. So I'm just going to take this up to maybe like a 102, just to scale it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more, 103. Okay, and I don't want to go too high, so let's go back down to, let's just hit Control Z. We'll do that by 101, which will give us 103 altogether. Okay, that's a little bit better. We also need to do that for the other pieces here. So let's grab this one here, the inside piece, and the same thing, 103. Same thing for this piece, 103. Okay, I'll just overall bring them up in size, and they should still fit the same way as they were before. Okay, and we definitely need to do some work here at the back. If you look at the top here, you can see this curved part here has a big gap in there. Okay, and that's because obviously the side of this is flat and the side of that back plate is curved, obviously. So what we're going to need to do is adjust that as well. And let's do that quickly here. Let's hide some of this stuff. Let's grab that piece. And we'll maybe get rid of, let's just grab this piece here, maybe the front. Okay, hide on selected for a second. And we did actually forget to detach these front panels from the back, so let's do that quickly. I'm gonna grab the piece there, go to polygon, go into the top view. I'm gonna select those 2 front panel polygons. Okay, and we'll just detach these now as front. Okay, and uncheck both boxes, hit OK. And we'll just chuck another shader on there so we can see some difference between the pieces. Okay, so let's hide the back now. Don't need that guy. Okay, and we'll start adjusting this here. Okay, so let's go into the bottom view, we'll switch to the top and zoom in. Okay, and you can see the curve here is way over what we need it to be, so we need to scale this down a little bit. Okay, let's take it down a bit. Let's do maybe about 97. Whoops. Let's undo that. We don't want to be on the move tool, we want to be on the scale tool. Okay, we'll do like 97. Okay, we just want to bring it down a little bit here, and we can manually flatten it out. Okay, and I think we still need to bring it down a little bit more. Let's do 99 maybe. Okay, I think that's fine now. The rest of it we'll do manually, so let's delete this turbo smooth, go into vertex, grab this vert here and here, which are the bottom ones in the tray. Okay, these ones down here at the front and back, and do a connect. Right now we can delete off half of this. So we'll grab everything on the left side of center again and delete it. And we're going to zoom in here on the right, and we're going to manually straighten this out a bit. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is grab these verts here, and we want to pull these back so this edge is a little bit more straight. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over and make sure you have the edge constraint off. Okay, so we'll straighten that edge out first, deselect these ones, holding Alt. Move those over, deselect these ones, and move these ones over until it's straight. Okay, we don't want to have this little angle here, so let's move these ones up, like that. Straighten those out. Whoops. And let's just select all and make planar on X. Whoops. Y. That's the one. Okay, then we'll just move that up so that it's straight all the way across to the corner. Okay, and it's going to be a little bit farther back than what we want. Let's check it out here. Okay, we also need to account for that scale by moving the piece around to fill the hole there. So let's do that first. Let's go into the left side here. And we're going to move this a little bit more forward again. Maybe a little bit more down. Let's do it like right there. Just back a bit. Okay, and again, we're going to have thickness on this piece later on, which is going to fill this gap. But we just need to check this out and make sure that's fitting correctly. Okay, we also need to bring these verts up to touch up at this panel, and this is not straight here at the end, so we need to fix that as well. Let's do this first. Let's move these verts here at the top of this piece up until they touch up. And we'll do this in the perspective view. Just want to touch up with this piece. Okay, and you can see it's not straight, so we're just going to bring it up like that. Turn off vertex, let's grab this piece. Go back into edit poly for that one. Back into the side view, and you can see those edges are bent here. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how I did that, but we need to fix it. And now is as good time as any. So we're going to go in here, we're going to grab just these corner verts here. Okay, just those ones there. Okay, and then we'll go back into the side view, and we're going to bring these down until this straightens out. Okay, so again, don't have your edge constraint on, just pull this down. Okay, and you're going to see some other edges there, and that's from the other side, which we'll do in a minute. Okay, so just straighten those edges out. That'll allow this piece to sit flush against it, and we're going to need to adjust this angle in a minute. But first, let's do the other side. So let's grab these corner verts here. Okay, just those corner ones. And the exact same thing here, we'll just line this up in the side view, bringing it down. Okay, that's going to slightly change the curve there, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for us. We'll fix it later if we need to. Essentially, all we want to do is get that in the right position to line up with this piece right now. Okay, now we'll fix the front panels. Okay, so let's grab that front panel piece, back into vertex, grab this vert, and we'll go into the front view here. And we're just going to bring this down a bit so it lines up a little bit better. Okay, so let's bring those down. Deselect this one, bring this down, right to about there. Just a little bit more. Okay, we can fine tune this, later on, but we'll just kind of fit it together for now. Alright, let's maybe disable this turbo smooth on top so we can see where the edges are. Okay, and then we'll just pull these down. Okay, so we want to bring this down, and we also want to bring that edge there on the top piece down. We don't want to have it curved up like that, so let's grab that first. Back into vertex. Okay, we'll just select these in the perspective view over on this side. These ones. And we're probably going to need to bring this down a little bit more as well to maintain that curve. Alright, so let's grab all those verts there. Okay, I'm just going to slightly bring this down in the front view. Just a bit. Okay, and then we need to just fix these ones here. So I'm just going to move these out just a bit, like that. And we'll maintain the same evenness between these edges here, or same gap all the way along. Okay, and over here we want to fix this curve as well. So let's grab these verts here in the center of this piece. Okay, we'll just maintain our curve on this side as well. So I want to bring this down just slightly. And I'm going to see if we can get away with not moving those outside ones here. See how curved it looks first. Okay, I want to make sure that they match. Okay, we'll bring it down just a little bit. So I'm going to grab these corner ones here on the front and just slightly bring them down. Okay, and we'll just kind of move this out. And again, you know, I should have done this first before we broke off these panels and everything. You definitely don't want to have to do it afterwards if you don't need to like this. It's just a lot more time consuming. It's a lot harder to get right. But we're okay right now. So let's smooth this back out. See how it looks here. Okay, and now we'll just adjust any of the verts on the front that we need to fix. Okay, so select those front panels there. And let me turn off the turbo smooth here one more time so we can see the edges, and then we'll just move this down a little bit if we need to. So this vert and this vert just down a bit. Okay, like that. Same thing over on this side. Grab these three and just slightly bring those down. Okay, you want to move, you know, pretty close together. Not overlapping, but you know, pretty much touching up like that. Okay, so now let's go back to the inside piece here, and we'll finish working on this one. Okay, so we have that straightened out there. Let's move it over a little bit more. I'm just gonna grab these verts here, slightly move this over. Okay, I want that to line up with the outside edge, like so. Okay. Okay, so right on the money there for that other edge lined up. Okay, now I'll get rid of any gaps that we have. Okay, so now what we need to do is do another symmetry on it. Okay, so get out a vertex, another symmetry modifier on the X, convert it to double poly, and let's turbo smooth again, 2 iterations and ice line, and we'll see how it fits with everything else. So let's unhide all. And we'll just check out the top here, make sure everything's fitting up correctly. Okay, so I'm just going to center it on this piece so we can kind of zoom around in here. Okay, so I think we're lining up on the sides pretty good. Okay, you can see we still have a gap here, and that's because we have no thickness on that front panel. So we're going to fix that later on, which will also fill this little void down here at the bottom. Alright, but I think we're looking pretty good there.